My husband slept with my niece while I was on a business trip. This niece is my brother's daughter and she's 23. For more than a year, I felt she was looking way too much at my husband, which is 40 years old. But my mind couldn't accept this, and I told myself I am crazy. I know she admires him. She's very vocal about it. I didn't do anything because I never saw anything suspicious on his side. My brother is a loser, to be frank, and a stupid excuse of a father. Drinks, gamble, and usually unemployed. My husband collects him frequently from hospital and pays for the medicine he has for liver. A lot of times when my niece was still a child, I took care of her, cooked for her, got her ready for school. Her mother left and someone else and she abandoned her with her father. My husband is the complete opposite of him. He takes care of his appearance, has successful business, 45 employees. She looks up to him and she learns a lot from him about how a business works. When the line was really crossed was when one day she insisted to iron a suit. He always wears suits and ties and she wanted to prepare it for him. Very busy with my 7 years old daughter who had a time getting used to the new school and I let it pass. A very stressful period for me and she helped. I told her I would just order food every day, but she wanted to be useful, so she said she could what she liked to eat. Never ask what we want, just what he wants. And 3 days ago, I found out he slept with her while I was away on business trip. I left my daughter with them in the house, but he took her to my mom. I actually got a anonymous text which turned out to be from a friend of hers. I hope it's a stupid joke. But I told him I know he slept with her and he started apologizing and explaining that it happened just once, that they had wine and it happened. I don't know what to do. What do you think she should do? How would you react? She's just trying to get this off her chest. For me, I feel like this is not once. This must have been happening. Men. Anyways, I'll read out some comment for you all. Someone says, definitely premeditated. Was it one time? Reply to the number and ask for more details. Say they are lying and you need to know when it started. Also, she was supposed to be there to help while you were away. Help with what if your kid wasn't even there? It was planned, it was intentional. This wasn't a last second. How do they do this? They in your house for likely hours while the daughter was away. They used your bed. They might have effed all over the house. Born him to the effing ground. He betrayed you in a completely disgusting way. Think about how old your kid is. How old was this girl when your husband met her? He presumably knew her from when she was a minor and underage. There is no excuse, but she sounds messed up and probably desperate for a father figure. But in that case, your husband intentionally or unintentionally groomed her. It was a father figure when her mother left and her father ignored her. Your husband was a surrogate father and he fucked his child. You should be worried for your own daughter. You should also explicitly explain to him what he did. That this girl looked up to him, that he was a father figure, that he knowingly or unknowingly took advantage of a messed up child who saw him as a father, and you are worried he will now do this to his daughter. Honestly, because he needs to hear that, and hopefully because it ends my future relationship between them and also makes him like effing shit. Use it against him in a divorce as well, and make sure others know that the young girl is fucked. Who was your niece? Was also someone who saw him as a father figure and that he groomed her. Honestly, if he did it intentionally, you genuinely need to keep your daughter away from him. I totally agree with that first comment. Let me read the second comment for you, then I'll share my thoughts. But then let me know your thought in comment section. Why couldn't your daughter be there while your niece was there? Original post, because he was planning to sleep with your niece. Ask him how it just happened. Did your niece trip and fall onto his D while they were both playing naked scrambled and drinking wine in a purely innocent way? He cheated, he betrayed you. They see each other all the time. It probably has happened more than once, but even if it hasn't, it will happen again. You can't even trust him to be a good father to your daughter when you are away. He puts his P ahead of his child. You can stay with him and work to get past it, but in order to do so, you have to cut your niece out of your life, and your husband has to agree to never see or speak to her again. Otherwise, you are just shouting into the void. Even marriage counseling can't help you if the woman husband screwed behind your back is part of your lives and almost daily basis. I hope she doesn't turn up pregnant. What is your take? What do you think she should do? What do you think she should do? For me, I agree with the comments that I read. I feel like I feel like they planned it already. It was planned, because if it was not planned, probably the daughter might be around. But they had to take the daughter to the grandma's place so that they can have their own time, because the daughter would suspect and ask questions like, what is going on, daddy? Why is this person in your room? Or she will ask questions, or she might tell the mom. So for them to be at the safer side, they went to drop the child at the grandma's place. If the child was dropped at the grandma's place, what is the niece still doing there? The thing is, I feel like this man, initially he might not see her that way, but then the fact that she's growing and she has grown, to this certain age, it feels like, okay, this is the time I can take advantage of her. She's 23 years old, so I feel like she knows what she's doing as well. I don't see this as maybe he took advantage of her, that she doesn't know what she was doing or something. No, I see it as she knows what she was doing as well, because the original post said she had already suspected the way she looked at him, and I feel like that must have happened. That's when the things started happening, but she didn't take note. So she herself must have been liking him in a way. She should go with the first comment I read, which is using the fact that the niece was just like a daughter to him, but then it's left to her. Definitely, our daughter is not safe with him. Definitely, when our daughter grows up to a point, he will still want to sleep with her. He might sleep with her, because this niece was just like a daughter to you. So I 100% blame the man, because even if the girl must have been thinking about it, or maybe a friend must have been telling her, or maybe she just sees you in that kind of way, or maybe is influenced by peer pressure or something, and she come up to you, you should have shunned it, right? And tell her, no, this is not right, right? Because you are like a father to her. So that means that if you can sleep with your niece that was like a daughter to you, definitely you can sleep with your daughter even when she come up to you. What is your take? Can you share your thought down in the comment section respectfully? And thank you so much for tuning in today's video. And I'll see you in my next Reddit thread.